May 6th of 2016 was a day that Peter would never forget. He didn't realize that this was going to be the last day he would see his son. His son was only 6 months old, and being so young, Peter was looking forward to a future to teach him things, where he can learn things from him as his dad. Now, Peter and Seneca, the boy's mother, they wasn't married, but they were planning on it. But soon Peter would find out that his 6-month-old son would never remember his face, his voice, or even the way he held him. And this would create for Peter a decade-long wound. Now you must get to know also his girlfriend, because in Europe, relationships sometimes are handled a little differently than here in the Americas. His girlfriend Seneca came from Montenegro, a surgeon in both countries. And on that day, where Peter thought he would soon join the family and live a life as an American in Europe, because his soon-to-be wife, when she was able to travel and the baby was born in America, she got on a plane. They said after 6 months you can fly, and fly she did. And at that moment, what he believed was going to be a family affair, a connection, loyalty, he was soon to come to find Peter is dead wrong. Now, before the birth of the baby, and the highlights of their relationship, where they were building on something that looked amazing, because Peter was devoted, and Seneca loved that. She had some relationships that didn't have that same kind of connection, but with Peter, things felt different. And so they planned on a life together. And things, as they were getting stronger and stronger in the relationship and talking about a future, Peter was devoted and would make his way to show his devotion by going back and forth with her from America to Europe. And as they tried to balance life, career, and the thought of a child together, there was one thing that Seneca was not comfortable with. You see, there was a previous relationship for Peter. He has a son. And he said, I'm looking forward to living in Europe, but you must know that I will be traveling back and forth to see my son. His son was 10 years old. He says, I'm still a big part of his life, and this is definitely something that is going to take some changes for him, that I need to be there. And she said, well, I'm pregnant now. This is not cool with me, but we'll discuss that as it gets closer. He said, I don't wish to make a choice. And she said, we'll tackle that as things get closer. I don't want to put pressure on me and the baby. The baby hears everything I hear, Seneca said to Peter. And so the birth of their son was now here. He was excited, looking forward to being a dad again. A dad because his relationship with his son here in America had its trials and pains as well. And he wants to be good to both, but he knows it will be difficult when he moves to Europe. And so she says to Peter, "Did you make a choice?" "I don't want to choose either. I plan to be in the life of both my children. The one I'm having with you in Europe, but the life we're going to have, and the one with my son here in the States." So she didn't say anything. He figured, okay, things will adapt. She'll be fine. It was the day to take her to the airport. He was expected 1 month later because he had to get some packages together that she couldn't take to mail to Europe. And so on she went to Europe. Once she arrived, she didn't hesitate. She says, "You made a choice. I don't care for your choice. So I'm making a choice for you. And the choice is nothing for you. You will not get to have a relationship with your son. Your time with him that you've seen him will be your last." And she hung up. And he tried and tried and tried, and she said, "I'm only going to say this once and once only. Choose now and come here and start a life here. No sons in America, no life in America. Europe is your new world and your family. And we can flourish. And that is what it is. I will not take any other answer. Make your choice." And he said, "I want both." And before he could finish his sentence, she hung up. She felt the loyalty was clear. But there was conflict. There were demands. Trying to force someone into a decision is not a relationship, it's a transaction. And Peter didn't choose nothing, he chose everyone, but she saw this as the ultimate betrayal. Peter didn't see this as a truth at first. He figured this would blow over, and he already had his ticket, and so he was coming within the month. So he still mailed everything she requested, trying to stay in her good graces. That was the only contact he was getting was through emails. And even her brother said, "Give her time." But he was in on it, come to find out later. There was not going to be any time. Once she had all of her belongings, she said, "You'll no longer be hearing even emails anymore." All he had was a couple pictures, and that was it. And days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months, and he couldn't get a hold of anyone. Peter wrote letters, he begged and pleaded. And the years had now gone by. Every time he tried to reach out in some form or another, through her family, through friends, the doors were slammed in his face. He didn't have the money she had. As a doctor, he was getting established with it himself. He didn't have that kind of income, even on his greatest of days, but he did okay. But he had bills now. He had things, and he couldn't just fly out any longer. And that plane ticket that he had, well, she canceled it years back, just in case he tried to come. She wasn't going to allow it. So it wasn't like he could even utilize that to get there or to use the money to help him fight this. So he went to family centers. Most of these centers are built for abuse, and most of the people that come there are women. So when he would ask for help and try to explain his situation, they didn't believe him. How could a man be going through this? How could a woman do this to a man and take a child? They really didn't believe him. So what can I do? I can't get the help from family centers, and he tried many. So then he went to the FBI. And they said, I don't know if you're understanding this, but the FBI is for homeland problems. And this is not big enough to be a CIA problem, which is overseas. You see, Peter, your biggest situation is this. There's a thing over in the country she's in, Montenegro, which they deal with something called the Hague Convention, which means America, we can't do anything like we could maybe in other countries. Our hands are tied. Try the U.S. Embassy over there. And so we did. And they said exactly the same thing. So he wasn't getting help in any way. The closest thing that they said is that you have to fight in her country's courts. And that fight could cost you a fortune. He was poor. Peter was alone and desperate, but he never stopped. He asked churches, he asked other women's centers, men's centers, trying everything. He kept emails sending them in disguise, just to show that she did receive them, but would never, ever write back. He was so concerned and worried, wondering about his son, that he could never, ever see. His heart was shattered. His mind was putty. He didn't know what to do. But his ex-girlfriend Seneca did, you see. No one messes with her. She's a surgeon in her own right, in 2 countries. She always would say, it's nice having you, but I'm very independent. And that independence made her powerful. I am used to getting what I want, she said. And what I want in this relationship, I knew you couldn't give me financially, and I was fine with that. Because what you did give me, I thought, was family. I wanted a father for our son. Someone that belonged to us exclusively. But when you didn't, when you had to be somewhere else, I felt abandoned from you. And by me feeling abandoned, that means you abandoned us. And by abandoning us, you chose other children over us. You cannot be trusted. You're a villain to me. And that was the last email she ever wrote him. So what to do now? He did know one thing, Peter. Because of the comfort she can give him financially, and the home that she has, actually several homes back home in Montenegro, the boy would grow up in a beautiful neighborhood, safe, clean, and structured. But inside his mind, their son was nothing but safe. It looks safe, but sometimes safe is a mystery word, isn't it? So many things that's supposed to make you feel safe. Corruption is involved. Peter used to say, I actually dislike that word, because everything I've ever known to be safe was always the opposite. I prefer peace. mine, because then I know I'm comfortable. He would still continue to try to reach out to the brother, but he says, look, she dislikes you. You killed the relationship. And so what he learned from this, Peter would say, how could she hate me, the father of our child? We had a relationship until this time. Just because I wanted a family with her, but also my sons, there was nothing going to happen with my sons' wives or, families or anything. I just wanted my son here in America. But this was her reaction. She knew what she wanted. And she knew that he had a relationship, but somehow she believed he would leave it all behind for the family of hers and the life she wanted to have in Montenegro. And for the son now living with mother, the mother taught him things. Your father is no good. This would be repeated. So if he ever had any curiosity, any questions at this time, he couldn't respond to what he was feeling, the young man. Seneca's son, Peter's son. He couldn't respond because mother's hatred that she would show, her anger, she didn't want to even think about him in any way of good. And their little boy would not want to hurt mother. So he stayed quiet. He pretended not to care about his father, not to wonder or have any feelings for him. He became the child who hid his heart to protect his mother. Back in the States, Peter was trying everything. Eventually, his luck grew. He was fortunate in his job. He actually started making a wonderful living. Not the living that Seneca made, but enough to finally get an attorney and fight this. It was 2016 when she left. The year is 2022 now. And the mother, she knew how to fight as well. She would receive documentations from a lawyer in Montenegro. And she got an attorney as well. And every time the case became closer and closer to actually going to court to hear the case and the fight from each attorney, Seneca would move because she had several homes in Europe. And they said, Peter, we can't fight this right now. We have to find out where she is and then reapply in that court system. You see, she had homes in different cities throughout Montenegro, and every city has their own district. So there was a different venue each time that they had to abide by. And every time she moved, the case had to get restarted. It took finally 3 years since that time to present day today to finally get a court case where she can't move and now has to fight. Since then, Peter said, I'll do anything. I'll do anything and everything to have a connection. She could have visitation. She could be there, have a family member there. We can do Zoom calls, whatever it takes. And she said, she will not compromise. She's willing to go to war right to the end. Whatever happened between you two, she is fighting to the very end. Since this time to present day, the boy will be turning 11 soon. He hasn't seen his father since 6 months old. He hasn't been able to question, and his household, he hasn't been able to wonder. He feels the cracks around him now because Peter's lawyer wanted to make sure that the boy is safe and healthy, so they came to speak to him as part of the court system. Seneca did not like this, but she couldn't control it. How are you being treated? How do you feel? And soon the boy has to go for a psychological profile, just to make sure that he is doing okay under the pressures as recommended by the courts. This is standard now. Because that's really the big question here. It's not the storyline between Seneca and Peter. The story is really about the child, who will remain nameless for the story. But the conditioning that he has gone through, the confusion that he has gone through, he's been taught fear, and he's disguised it through his loyalty. He grew up believing false experiences that felt real. Fear is exactly that. If you take the letters, false experiences appearing real is what the child is raised in. And this fear has now become his identity and reality. This boy didn't lose a father, but he did lose truth because of conflict, of beliefs, values, and standards, and the biggest thing, ego. And when a child is confused and loses their truth, they lose the ability to trust even their own heart. After all, where is your focus when I'm a pleaser and not a person? This story is not about the custody between Peter and Seneca. It goes a lot deeper. This is a story about how our children, when they are in a fight in between two parents, how they get conditioned because they are now a weapon that is used in a way to hurt the other parent. So the question we might ask is simple this: should the court allow this boy to know his father, or has the damage already been done? Only time will tell.
Horrible situation for anyone to go through. Horrible that someone who should know better but has to have his way, her way, or whomever. This is for whoever's going through something like this. And if you can, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And until next time, have a great day or evening, wherever you may be.